When I'm done, then I'll say, okay, and then we can stop and read. Okay?
All right, sounds good.
Thank you.
I'm rolling. Give it about 5 seconds. I'm pushing the door, and then you can go.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Mike Farage here, candidate for the MI-GOP chair. Today, when you vote, I want you to consider the following issues of extreme importance while selecting the next MI-GOP chair. Number one, my resume stands alone. I am the only candidate who challenged both Republican governor, Republican House, and Senate against tax increases in 2015 when an 80% referendum defeated their working with Democrats in order to raise our taxes $2 billion. I worked with others, but as far as the candidates, I stood alone in helping to defeat that referendum. End of number one. All right, number two. Also, we're watching the transformation of many counties. America first. What's taking place all over the state is amazing. But what's taking place in Ottawa County didn't happen by accident. Many of these individuals who are now elected joined my class in Grassroots Leadership Academy. Let me start over on that. What's taking place in the Republican Party is awesome. It is absolutely amazing to see the America First counties being flipped. But it didn't happen in certain counties by accident. Ottawa County. Cut that. Yep. All right, let's try again. What's taking place within our state in the America First counties is awesome. But in many ways, it's not by accident. Ottawa County, for example, many of the elected officials, not only to the precinct delegates that have flipped the county, but many of the new county commissioners took a class we taught called Grassroots Leadership Academy, where they not only were taught how to lead, but to show leadership. And just imagine, there are people also running for this position that think what Ottawa Impact has done is a negative. I say it's a positive. And if I am MI-GOP chair, I am going to mimic the rest of the 82 counties to be just like Ottawa County and Ottawa Impact. Done with number two. Election integrity became a big issue in 2020. However, for me, 8 years ago, it was even more of an issue. When I challenged not only the Democratic Party in the city of Grand Rapids, but also the Kent County GOP on election integrity, so much so, I took them to court. I was ostracized, I was continuously beaten up in the media, but I refused to yield to the political pressure of not only the Democrats, but the Republican Party and the media. We need a CEO of this party. We need a leader who has shown leadership, who is going to be proactive and going to be aggressive, not only against our enemies of the Republic, but the media as well. We need a leader who will work hard to preserve, protect, and defend the Republican platform in the state of Michigan and nationally. Okay, end of number three.
Since you brought up the CEO thing, address, you're an everyman. We've had the CEO types with their fancy suits before, and look where it's gotten us.
Yep.
Kind of thing.
That'll be next.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll splice that out of the CEO and just kind of put a different word.
Yeah.
Okay, ready, number four. I want to talk about the leadership. What does this position mean? Many say you're simply a CEO, and I would disagree. I think the last 5 have been CEOs. They've been stuffed shirts. people who wear suits that are magnificent, not a wrinkle or anything out of place. The only problem is they're out of touch with reality. We need a CEO who will work from the bottom up. Top down has not been working for the Republican Party. If we are going to elect a real chair, a winner, that individual must work directly with the grassroots to grow our party precinct by precinct, precinct delegate by precinct delegate, and educate them to know their rights not only at the federal level, but state and local as well. Because the right individual who leads this party, we can take over school boards, city councils, as well as county board of commissioners with the right leader showing leadership. We have failed over the last 25 years in this party because all we have elected were people who are responsible and reported to the Billionaire Boys and Girls Club. Okay, we're going to have to splice that last part out. That wasn't good, but was that pretty good up until I got, okay. All right, 6. I think one of the proudest moments of my 40 plus years in politics had to have been August of 2022, when a newcomer, John Gibbs, Trump-endorsed, defeated Peter Meyer in the Republican primary. Beating an individual like an incumbent with Peter Meyer, a billionaire, is very hard. But this was done on a low-budget account by grassroots individual who stood up for the rule of law, who stood up for our Republican Party platform. And despite the absolute onslaught of millions and millions of dollars and the billionaires that backed Peter Meyer, he was defeated by grassroots individuals taking their country back. That actually cost me my job. I was terminated by Americans for Prosperity, which I believe for not supporting Peter Meyer, who they endorsed. But if our founding fathers put their lives, their fortune, and their sacred honor on the line in 1776, I think it's an obligation of anybody who wants to be the chairman, who wants to lead this party, and you, the precinct delegates, they must also do so by leading by example. Okay, then what was the other one we wanted to talk about?
Well, I like the line about how they, the traditional types, walk out of conventions and sabotage us.
Yes,
You
party
wanna-
unity.
You want to use that, and also this idea of, you already mentioned bottom up, but also in restoring trust at the top, you will get fundraising from the bottom. You need to talk about
Yep.
fundraising. There's a connection between trust in the party and fundraising among the
Okay.
grassroots.
Yep. All right, I'll start on that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When you talk about party unity, we are united. If you were at the last state convention, you saw that about 88% voted to seat Macomb County. That is a very high percentage. This party is unified. Now, what do we do to restore the donor base, and what do we do to build the party? Number one, first and foremost, I think it's vitally important we never allow this donor class to return back to the GOP. Many of my opponents are saying we need to bring them back. These are the individuals who not only fought against the America First takeover of the counties, but many of them walked out after they were defeated. On top of that, many of these people have helped to elect Democrats. Also, they helped to give Gretchen Whitmer a second term, and they're never Trumpers. I don't see any way, shape, or form that we can unify with Democrats simply because they're donors and they call themselves Republicans. That wasn't very good. Where am I missing? Okay, let me try it again. Where do you think I should start on that issue?
I think you started where you were supposed to, party unity.
Okay. Party unity and the donor base go hand in hand. First and foremost, the best way to get the donor base is by never letting those who divided our party in the first place back in. These are the individuals who tried to prevent America First takeovers in the county. These are the people that defeated Donald Trump, yet calling themselves Republicans. They're the people who elected Gretchen Whitmer to a second term. They only want to control our party. Our party is unified. In the last state convention, I think it was 88% of the precinct delegates elevated Macomb County. That is unification. We seated them. As far as bringing back the former donor base, absolutely not. They are a cancer within this party. They are now removed, and we need to finish the job by electing 2 new RNC committee man and woman. Also, the best way to grow our party is through our platform: individual liberties, free markets, less regulation, lower taxation. Government works best when it is limited, and we are going to find those type of candidates. That itself not only sells the party platform, it not only sells to the people, but that will bring in more and more donors, and that brings back to the big donors that believe in competition and free markets. And that is what the Republican Party stands for, and we need a chairman who will not waver from the platform. Okay, was there one more issue we wanted to talk about? There was one other one that we needed to mention. What was it? Well, I didn't write it down, so I can't think of it. Oh, the lockdowns. Okay. Okay. We ready in there?